There are more officers patrolling Nashville streets than ever before.
But the city is still nearing a record number of homicides.
And no neighborhood is immune. You're looking at a map of all of this year's homicides. But there's one East Nashville neighborhood in particular that has become the city's deadliest. Dan Kennedy takes us there, where police are stepping up foot patrols, hoping that maybe the violence will slow down.
He was my best friend, my cousin, my all. Lost, heartbroken. I'm so confused right now.
At East Nashville's James Cayce homes, violence knows no holidays.
Whoever did this, turn yourself in.
Just 2 days before Thanksgiving, Horace Whitley became the neighborhood's 6th murder victim this year.
You know, times is hard, but it don't have to be that way.
The majority of any type of criminal activity that occurs here, it's not the people that live here, it's people coming over here to try to prey on the citizens here.
Metro Police Sergeant Marty Reed was one of the first officers on scene that day. He takes the violence in this community personally. It's why he's helping test out a new way of building relationships with those in James Cayce.
We are on walking patrol. We walk through here, just random locations, and make contact with the citizens here. You can do it. One more.
This is a relatively new program that you started, right?
It's about 3 to 3.5 months old.
What are you seeing so far in those 3 months?
I've seen a dramatic change in during our shift that we work of any type of violence or criminal activity.
The thought may seem obvious. More police, less crime. But they're trying to go deeper than that. It's also a chance to get to know their neighbors by name.
On your mark, get set, go!
Both those who commit crime and those who don't.
The vast majority of the juveniles over here are perfect. They do everything they're supposed to. It's the few juveniles that have trouble issues, we constantly see them over and over. To me, they're out of juvenile before we have a chance to finish our paperwork.
The problem of recurring juvenile violence is catching the attention of cops, not just at the street level.
And what I see here in Nashville is children coming up in a violent world and becoming violent themselves.
Police Chief Steve Anderson joined Metro as an officer in the 70s and has seen a lot change during his rise to top cop. One of the most disturbing trends is criminals getting younger and younger.
It's very discouraging that that we've got young people, kids, second, third, fourth graders, that's where the attraction begins.
When it comes to young people, Chief Anderson says the biggest race is against time.
The family influence on the children is so very important, guiding them into adulthood.
It's a race for who can reach these kids first, gangs and criminals or police and family.
There is not persons in those young children's lives that push them forward or give the encouragement. So our police officers in a good many situations are the bridge.
Nashville is on track for one of its most violent years on record. There's been close to 100 homicides, closing in on the city's record of 112 set 20 years ago. Shootings as a whole are up 40% over last year. And juveniles ages 13 to 17 shot this year, up 46%. There's no denying the problem, but what's the solution?
The one-word answer I've got to everything is hope. If you grow up in an environment where you have no hope of a future, then you fall into a crowd or with associates, with friends, that in fact gun violence is prevalent.
The battle can't be won overnight. It requires a little fight from everyone. And as Chief Anderson says, kids need hope when they're hurting for it most.
9 teenagers arrested for homicide this year alone. What's your reaction when you look at those young faces?
No hope. That's the sad thing. I don't see any hope in their eyes at all.